Number 1. Tiger I, Germany, the Predator. In the summer of 1942, a mechanical monster emerged from German factories that would strike terror into Allied tank crews for years to come. This was the Panzerkampfwagen 6 Tiger I, simply known as the Tiger. Weighing 54 tons and armed with the devastating ADOB Calibre 36 gun, the Tiger could destroy any Allied tank from distances exceeding 2 kilometers, often before the enemy even knew it was there. Its frontal armor, 100 mm thick, was virtually impenetrable to most Allied weapons of the time. German tank ace Michael Wittmann demonstrated the Tiger's lethal potential at Villers-Bocage in June 1944, destroying over 20 Allied vehicles in just 15 minutes. Stories like this created a psychological weapon as powerful as the tank itself, Tiger fear. But the Tiger had critical weaknesses. It was mechanically complex, fuel-hungry, and expensive to produce. Germany built only 1,947 Tigers compared to over 50,000 American Shermans. Each Tiger required 300,000 man-hours to build. The Tiger I remains history's most feared tank, a perfect storm of firepower, armor, and psychological impact. It wasn't the most numerous, but it was the most legendary. When Allied tankers saw that square hull and heard the distinctive rumble of its Maybach engine, they knew they were facing the king of the battlefield. Number 2. Panther, Germany. The response. The summer of 1943 marked a turning point in tank warfare. The Germans, stunned by the Soviet T-34's sloped armor and mobility, created what many consider World War II's most balanced tank, the Panther. The Panther was Germany's direct answer to the T-34. Engineers borrowed the revolutionary sloped armor concept, creating a tank that combined excellent protection with devastating firepower. Its 75 mm K/42 42 gun could penetrate 150 relive of armor at 1,000 meters, making it lethal to any Allied tank. The Panther made its combat debut at Kursk in July 1943, though early mechanical problems plagued the first units. Rushed into production, initial Panthers suffered from engine fires and transmission failures. But as the design matured, it became formidable. Faster than the Tiger, better armored than the Sherman, and more reliable than early models suggested, the mature Panther earned respect from both sides. Allied tank crews ranked it as Germany's best overall tank design. It weighed 45 tons but could reach 40 km/h, impressive mobility for its size. Germany produced about 6,000 Panthers before war's end. Had it appeared earlier and in greater numbers, it might have changed the war's outcome. The Panther represented German engineering at its finest, a tank that balanced the brutal lessons of Eastern Front combat with sophisticated technology. It remains the gold standard by which World War II tanks are measured. Number 3. Sherman M4, United States. The Liberator. Numbers win wars. And in World War II, one tank embodied that principle more than any other: the American M4 Sherman. It wasn't the best tank in the war, but it was good enough, and there were 50,000 of them. American industry produced Shermans at a pace Germany couldn't match. Where Germany took months to build a Tiger, American factories rolled out Shermans in hours. The Detroit tank arsenal alone produced 22,000 tanks. The Sherman was designed for mass production, reliability, and ease of repair. From the deserts of North Africa to the hedgerows of Normandy, from the islands of the Pacific to the streets of Berlin, the Sherman fought everywhere. It wasn't just an American tank. Britain, the Soviet Union, and Free French forces all used it. Reliable, mechanically simple, and equipped with excellent radios, the Sherman excelled at combined arms warfare. Critics called it a Ronson lighter. It burned when hit. Its 75mm gun struggled against heavy German armor, but the Sherman had advantages: a stabilized gun that could fire on the move, excellent crew ergonomics, and remarkable reliability. 5 Shermans could be in the field for every Tiger Germany produced. The Sherman wasn't built to duel Tigers. It was built to win a war, to get troops across oceans, maintain supply lines, and keep fighting. When French civilians saw Shermans rumbling into their villages in 1944, they saw liberation. The Sherman didn't need to be the best tank. It just needed to be there, everywhere, all at once. Number 4, T-34, Soviet Union, the Revolutionary. June 1941. German forces invaded the Soviet Union, expecting quick victory. Then they met a tank that would change warfare forever, the T-34. German generals called it the finest tank in the world. They weren't exaggerating. The T-34 revolutionized tank design with 3 key innovations: sloped armor that deflected shots rather than stopping them, a powerful 70mm gun that could defeat most German tanks, and wide tracks that gave it remarkable mobility in mud and snow. It was fast, simple, and deadly. Designer Mikhail Koshkin created a masterpiece of practical engineering. Everything unnecessary was stripped away. The T-34 was cramped, loud, and uncomfortable, but it worked. Soviet factories could build them quickly, and inexperienced crews could operate them effectively. The Soviets produced over 84,000 T-34s, more than any other tank in history. German tanker Otto Carius wrote that T-34s came like ants. When one was destroyed, 2 more appeared. This wasn't just quantity. The T-34's sloped armor meant German shells often bounced off at angles. In 1944, the T-34-85 variant arrived with a larger turret and 85mm gun, keeping the design competitive until war's end. The T-34 saw action on every Eastern Front battle and kept serving in conflicts for decades after Wwii. The T-34 wasn't just a tank, it was a symbol of Soviet determination. Rugged, mass-produced, and battle-proven, it helped crush the Wehrmacht. If any single weapon won the Eastern Front, it was this one. Number 5, IS-2, Soviet Union. Stalin's hammer. In the final years of World War II, the Soviet Union needed a tank that could break through German defenses and destroy Tigers and Panthers. They created the IS-2, Joseph Stalin II, a 46-ton sledgehammer designed for one purpose: victory. The IS-2's defining feature was its massive 122-meter D-25T gun, the most powerful tank gun of Wwii. This weapon fired 25-kilogram shells that could penetrate 160 meters of armor or demolish concrete bunkers. It couldn't fire as quickly as German guns, only 2 to 3 rounds per minute, but each shot was devastating. The IS-2 entered service in 1944, just in time for the Soviet offensives that would push into Germany. Its thick, sloped armor, 120mm on the front, made it nearly immune to most German weapons at standard combat ranges. In urban combat, the IS-2 excelled at destroying fortified positions. Unlike the Tiger, which was designed primarily to fight other tanks, the IS-2 was a breakthrough weapon. It led Soviet tank columns, smashing through German defensive lines. When an IS-2 encountered a Tiger, it was a clash of titans. But the IS-2's shell could crack open even a Tiger's thick armor. The Soviet Union produced 3,000 power IS-2s, deploying them in independent heavy tank regiments. These units spearheaded major operations, from Operation Bagration to the Battle of Berlin. The IS-2 represented Soviet heavy industry and military might at its peak. It was crude compared to German over-engineering, but it was effective, available, and symbolically powerful. Named after Stalin himself, it was the hammer that helped bring down the Third Reich. Please subscribe for more World War II arsenal videos, where we explore the weapons and machines that shaped history.